Hey everybody, Dwight Gelowitz here. One more time, I got the man, the myth, the legend, Robert Stewart out of Port Orange, Florida. Robert, how you doing, buddy?
Thank you, Dwight. I'm doing great.
Cool. Listen, last video we talked, there were 10 questions the paint contractor must answer to get the job from me. I need to know, what are those 10 questions?
Okay, great. All right. Well, as you know, well, maybe you don't know, but hiring the wrong company for this job can turn out to be a nightmare, very costly.
Yeah.
And doing it yourself could really, I think we've already established that, could really cost more.
It's not paint
and
by
wasted
numbers?
time and excuse me?
It's not paint by numbers?
No. You're going to waste more time. You're going to get poorer results than you would if you hired a professional. And that's just what it boils down to. So what I've done, I put together 10 questions here that you can ask your painting contractor, and so that you can assure that you're going to get an excellent job from him.
Okay.
Now, the first one is, what kind of paint do you use? Make sure you get the good, high-quality paint. No cheap stuff. Don't let them bring the cheap stuff in the house. Make sure they get the best and bring it in. The money's not spent on the paint, on a paint job. The biggest money is in the labor.
The labor.
The labor. The labor is much more, at least almost 5 times more, if not more, than the paint cost.
Wow.
So buy the good paint. It's worth it. Your job's going to show that for it.
Okay.
Okay. Is your estimate a flat rate?
What do you mean by flat rate?
Well, in other words, when he comes in, he's going to give you a charge. He's going to lay out exactly what's supposed to be done, and everything on that is included in that proposal. If there's anything else outside of that scope, that's why I always touch on, be clear on specifics.
Yep. You
be clear on what you want. And then if there's an extra cost, it's because something extra has been done and he's not working, you're not paying, or you haven't hired a contractor to come in with 3 or 4 guys for $70 an hour or something like that, and they end up taking 2 weeks. In other words, get you a flat rate.
Yeah, $2,000. You do it, doesn't matter how long it takes.
There you go. This is the job. And when this scope is done, you get paid, so to speak.
Yeah.
Now, if anything outside of that scope is done, those specifics, of course, it'll cost you more.
Gotcha. Okay. Question
Number
3.
1, do you offer a written guarantee? Number 1, does the paint store offer the written guarantee? And number 2, is the painter going to stand behind his workmanship, and what kind of guarantee? You can get as much as a 5-year guarantee on exterior paint jobs. Okay, and you can even get that from the paint stores if you'll ask for it.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yep. So now if something goes wrong or the paint fails, and it's going to come back to the painter or the paint store.
Gotcha.
But if you're using quality products and a quality painting contractor, it's not going to fail, and you're going to get much more than 5 years out of a paint job.
Awesome. Number 4.
Okay, how long will it take to complete the job? Be very clear about when he's going to start and his projected date to get done. Now, if it's exterior, we deal with the weather, so sometimes you may have to be a little flexible with that. But at least there's communication going on, Dwight. You're talking to the contractor, and everything is above board. In other words, he didn't come today and now he's gone and you don't see him for another week. He's on the job. He's got a specific job to do in a specific amount of time, and you keep it going.
Cool.
You can string it out for a month yourself. You don't need him to do that.
That's right. Number 5.
How will you protect non-painted surfaces? Make sure we've covered this before. Make sure everything's covered and covered up. If it's not supposed to have paint on it, cover it up.
Cover it up. Okay, number 6.
And I always have a rule I tell the guys. That one little area that the drop cloth didn't cover, that's where your paint will spill. So be sure every square inch is covered.
Number 6.
How will you prepare the surface for painting? In other words, make sure he's going to use the primer, the specific products that he's going to use for patching, and find out how and what he's going to do. Ask questions. You know, is it going to be pressure washing? Is it going to be sanding done, scraping? What's it actually going to require for this to be done? Have it written in that I'll caulk all seams, that I'll patch all cracks. Make sure that's written in your proposal.
Yeah.
Number 7. What can I expect regarding cleanup after the job is done? Don't expect nothing except for him to clean it up totally.
Okay.
And don't accept anything else. It is not your job to clean it up. The worst thing, but like I said earlier, you're going to mow your grass when he's done, and you're going to vacuum your floor. Other than that, it's his baby.
All right. Number 8.
All right. Who will supervise my project, and are you using subcontractors?
Subcontractors.
In other words,
okay.
there you go. So you want to make sure that you know who's on the job. If it's a subcontractor, that's nothing wrong with that. But if he's subbing it out to someone who he works with, make sure you're introduced and you also have a rapport with that person. Remember, that's a person you're going to be working with. And make sure you know the supervisor. Is he going to be there? Who's going to be there? Is the person there qualified to be a supervisor? Okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Number 9, how long have you been in business? It's always good to check that. I mean, it doesn't mean there could be a guy in business for 35 years and one in business for 5, and the guy for 35 years does horrible work. You never know. But chances are, if he's been in business for a while and he's had a company in a particular city, he's part of the Better Business Bureau, he's in the Chamber of Commerce, you've got yourself a good contractor that's going to do a good job.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah. Number 10.
So what references can you give me? Make sure you get about 3 references, and be sure to call these people. There's no sense of getting the reference if you're not going to call them. And you want to find out things like, did they cover everything up? Did they mess anything up? Were they courteous and pleasant to work with? You know, the general questions. Were you pleased with the quality of the work?
Gotcha.
That sort of thing. So, Dwight.
Wow.
Anything else?
That's pretty comprehensive today there, Robert.
Yeah, well, there's a lot more, you know, and there's a lot more to it, and that's why, that we got a report that, you can take a look at and read even more and get more details out of.
We'll get to that another day.
You bet, man.
I'm Dwight, and that's my man, Robert. Thanks, buddy.
All right, take it easy.
Stop. Don't you dare touch that mouse. If you're going to hire a paint contractor to do your paint job, stop. Don't hire anyone until you read my free guide, How to Avoid Rip-Offs and Get a Quality Paint Job Done. In this guide, you'll learn why you should hire a painting contractor, where you find a good painting contractor. You'll also learn 9 steps on how to hire a paint contractor. 10 questions your paint contractor must answer to get the job. Go now to volusia.bestallaroundpainter.com and claim your free report. This report will tell you how to avoid heartbreak in the painting of your home by hiring the right paint contractor by asking the right questions. Go now, volusia.bestallaroundpainter.com. Claim your free report. This report could literally save you thousands of dollars and a world of stress. If you follow this report, I'm confident your painting experience will be great. volusia.bestallaroundpainter.com